Good morning and welcome to your English class. In our today's class, we will start with a new story from your English literature book. It is lesson number 8, The First Pup by Ranjit Lal. But before reading this short and interesting story, let's first read about the author.
Ranjit Lal from 1955 to present. He was born in Kolkata, then known as Calcutta, and educated in Mumbai. He has written fiction and non-fiction for both adults and children. As a freelance writer, he has had published over 1,000 articles, feature and photo features in more than 50 newspapers and magazines in India and abroad. The areas of his interest are natural history, humor, and satire. Let's now go through a few word meanings. You can write these word meanings in your books for better understanding of the text. The first pup. The upbringing of a pup is not an easy job. You have to be a loving companion and a caring master. In order to teach it the various ways of living with a human family, you have to understand its language and be sensitive to its needs. That's what the author and his sisters Meena and Mala have realized. So, this story is about the upbringing of a pup. Let's now read this interesting story. Everything changes when there's a new and specially first pup in the house. Suddenly, your whole life and routine revolves around it. From the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. It's rather like what happens when a new baby comes home. So, just like a new baby, a new pup is also very special for most of us. Our whole routine revolves around it from the moment we wake up to the moment we go to bed. It is all about that pup. We made all the bringing up mistakes it was possible to make with Bambi. So, the name of the pup is Bambi. So here the author says that they've made all the mistakes that they could possibly make in the bringing up of this pup, and she reaped the benefits of those nearly all her life, and she enjoyed, and that pup also enjoyed or got the advantage of those mistakes. We never realized that pups, like babies, would test the edibility of everything that came their way, and that pups had this insane and insatiable desire to chew to pieces absolutely everything. Now, here the author says that they've never realized that just like babies, pups would also test the edibility of everything that used to come their way. And just like babies, pups also had this insane and insatiable desire, or this great desire to chew to pieces whatever came to them. It wasn't long before shoes and slippers were ruined, table and chair legs began looking rather jagged around the edges, and even books, some of which I still have, were partially pulped and smelt of something awful for ages afterwards. Here the author says that after some time, the shoes and slippers were also ruined. Even the chairs and the table legs began looking jagged. They also looked as if something had tried to chew them around the edges, and even books started smelling because this pup used to even test the edibility of the books. We had to watch out that our pup didn't put her pretty face into electric sockets or chew live wires, which would have been disastrous. So, it is very important to look after dogs just like we look after babies. So here also the author had to keep a watch that this puppy did not put her face into the electric sockets or chew the live wires, which would otherwise have been very disastrous. On one occasion, she swallowed a fairly large chunk of her own collar. She didn't seem at all discomfited, but I was horribly worried that if it didn't come out, she might have to be operated upon. Now, one day, what happened? Bambi swallowed her own collar, and this made everyone horribly worried that if it did not come out, then she will have to be operated. Thankfully, she dealt with the problem in a simple way. The next day, she staggered around retching and was sick, and it came out. But Bambi dealt with this problem in a very simple way. Next day, she was moving with great difficulty, and she was also trying to vomit and was sick, and the collar came out in vomit and it was intact. But I am glad we didn't have cell phones in those days, otherwise, or she could have ruined the cell phone. Of course, this chewing mania stopped as she grew, but it didn't stop her from stuffing her face where it was not required. You know, Mummy says there's a packet of butter missing from the fridge. I was informed on returning from college one afternoon. So one day, after returning from the college, the author was informed that a packet of butter from the fridge was missing. Oh, so bits of wrapping were found on the floor, licked clean. Licked clean? What do you mean, licked clean? Where's Bambi? How could she have opened the fridge? Ah, and there was Bambi, licking her chops a little too smugly and looking very satiated with life, with a peculiar thought of glint in her eye. Someone had left the fridge door ajar, and the rest, that is, the butter, as they say, was history. We were horrified. So one day, what happened? When the author came back, he was informed that a whole packet of butter was missing, and there were bits of wrapping found on the floor which were licked clean. Then they were suspicious that that it was Bambi's work, but it was really shocking for them because Bambi could not open the fridge. But then they found her licking her chops, and she was looking very satiated with life or very satisfied with life with a thoughtful glint in her eye. Someone had left the fridge door ajar. That means someone might have left the fridge door open, and rest, that is the butter, as they say, was history. They were all horrified because dogs are not supposed to eat butter or sweets. They are not supposed to eat them because these things might make them sick. Oh my god, Bambi is gone and eaten a whole packet of butter, half a kilo of it. She is going to be ill. And sure enough, for the next 2 weeks, she was one very thirsty and unhappy and pukey boxer, looking very sorry for herself as she tried to find a comfortable position to lie down in. Needless to add, there was lots and lots of cleaning up to do behind her. Of course, she didn't learn a thing from the experience and repeated the performance another time with a karai or wok full of oil in which kebabs had been fried. She had also discovered that waste paper baskets were interesting places to put her face into, and her investigations would have unexpected and startling consequences. So after Bambi ate the butter, the author was informed that it was half a kilo of butter, and they knew that she's going to be ill. And surely she was ill for the next 2 days. She was one very thirsty and unhappy and pukey boxer. Boxer is a breed of dog. She was looking very sorry for herself. She was trying really hard to find a comfortable position to lie down in, but it is needless to add that there was lots and lots of cleaning that was to be done behind her. Since she had eaten butter, so she was not well at all. Of course, she didn't learn a thing from the experience, and she didn't learn anything from that experience and repeated the same things again and again. She also discovered that waste papers baskets or the dustbins were an interesting place to put her face into. And these investigations of hers had unexpected and startling consequences.
So, students, I hope you've all understood the story till here. We will continue with the remaining portion of this interesting story in our next class. Till then, as I always say, stay care, stay home, and stay safe.